This is the update that I really wanted to get to from itch.io, where they posted this to try to explain themselves in the context of what was happening with Visa and Mastercard and Steam. And then it was going to itch.io and people are wondering what's happening. Itch actually responded. They said, we have de-indexed all adult, not safe for work content from our browse and search pages. We understand this action is sudden and disruptive, and we are truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io. Due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io before being banned back in April, the organization Collective Schult launched a campaign against Steam and itch.io, directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on the platform. To ensure that we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers, we must prioritize our relationship with our payment partners and take immediate steps towards compliance. This is crazy right here. Before I even keep going, because this is itch.io admitting exactly what people were wondering. Is that what's happening? They're like, yes, that's it. It's this game, No Mercy, started by Collective Shout, and we had to pull it because we had to comply with Visa and MasterCard. This is a time critical moment for itch.io. The situation developed rapidly, and we had to act urgently to protect the platform's core payment infrastructure. Unfortunately, this meant it was not realistic to provide creators with advance notice before making this change. We know this is not ideal, and we apologize for the abruptness of this change. We are currently conducting a comprehensive audit of content to ensure we can meet the requirements of our payment processors. So right here, in a pause and say, wait, so the ESRB is not good enough anymore. So now we have the payment processors going over the head of the ESRB, basically negating any purpose or value of what the ESRB was created for in the first place, that worked for 30 plus years without any problems. People just accepted the age ratings. I didn't love it, but I'm like, you know what? If it takes this to be the go-between before the government comes in, I guess we'll deal with that. I don't love it, but I'll take this over government intervention when it comes to the games. And I think a lot of people agreed with that and took that standpoint with it. But now in 2025, apparently that because of Collective Shout, a handful of people, apparently they are loud enough to get Visa and MasterCard's worldwide attention to shut down an entire gaming platform of adult games if they don't listen. That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane. Pages will remain de-indexed as we complete our review. Once this review is complete, we will introduce new compliance measures. For not safe for work pages, this will include a new step where creators must confirm that their content is allowable under the policies of the respective payment processors linked to their account. Again, this cannot be a thing. This is not a thing. This should not ever be a thing. Visa and MasterCard do not have jurisdiction here. This is not their war to fight. This is weird that they're coming in and doing this right now. Not only that, but game developers, many take a year or 2 years. Some indie developers take 3 years plus to work on a game. So what happens if they've been working the past 3 years on their game? It's finally ready to launch, and it comes out right now, and they're like, oh shit, sorry. Yeah, this doesn't work with the credit processors. You need to not be able to sell your game now. Well, you can't do that. That's like filming a Hollywood movie and being like, yeah, it can't come out because there's this risque scene in it. You can't put it out. It's like, we'll rate it R. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. You can put it out there. Oh, you can rate it unrated or X-rated. Oh, okay. I guess you can still sell it at stores with that too. Okay. Oh, does Visa and Mastercard still work at the porn store? Oh, it does? Oh, okay. So it's only video games that's a problem with. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to figure out like where are these lines being drawn and why? Why the hell are payment processors being put in between customers in the store when a customer wants to buy a game from the store? What the hell? This is crazy. Exactly, Sir Spamalot. It's a duopoly. Yep. Part of this review will see some pages being permanently removed from itch.io. Affected accounts will be notified via their account's email address from our support address. You can reply to that email if you have any follow-up questions. Oh, I got some questions. I got plenty of questions. We ask for your patience and understanding as we navigate this challenging period. I'm sorry. This is interesting from Itch. They say I'm sorry. We cannot share. It should say we're sorry. That's kind of almost like a slip up there where you know that they're pissed because this is one dude that's like, fuck. I'm sorry. We cannot share more at this time as we are still getting a full understanding of the situation ourselves. We will post a follow-up on our blog if the situation changes. Thank you. Addendum. It's an understatement to say that the original announcement received a lot of response. I'm adding a fact here to address some of the most common concerns I've seen. Why was itch.io's response greater than Steam's? The difference in our responses stems from the difference in our platforms. Steam is a closed platform where every product page is approved before it appears in the store. Because they were generally aware of the content they host, they could identify and act on specific pages. Itch.io is an open UGC, which is user-generated content platform, with over 2 million product pages. Anyone can publish content at any time with minimal barriers, which, oh, by the way, this is a whole nother thing. I need full screen for this. Ready, guys? This is what pisses me off to no end. Because of what's happening now and because of Collective Shout, this is going to introduce so much fucking red tape to anyone that was just trying to put something up on itch.io that never had issues before. Now it's going to add hurdles, ridiculously stupid steps to fill in boxes, check boxes. Why? Like, why are we doing all this? For these 3 chicks at this crazed Collective Shout? What? For something that's operated for years or decades without a problem? I can't. We cannot rely on user-provided tagging to be accurate enough for targeting approach. So a broader review is necessary to be thorough. Additionally, itch.io is a small company, both in team size and in transaction volume. Compared to a company like Steam, we have limited ability to push back. If we lose our ability to accept payments from a partner like PayPal or Stripe, we impact the ability of all creators to do business. Losing PayPal, for instance, there's no way. I'm telling you, there is no fucking way that this would be allowed to happen. What it takes is brass balls. Itch.io needs to take the stand to say, fucking make me change. And if you're going to shut down all payments, you're not going to work with us anymore. Imagine the insane backlash to PayPal and Stripe or Mastercard and Visa. Somebody would need to take a stand. It needs to be a bigger company, because I understand this already happened to a smaller Japanese manga company, and that happened last year, and people they made us think about it, but it was like, it came and went. Itch.io is big enough where if they took a stand and were like, no, we're not budging. We use the ESRB ratings. That is what we deal with and what we allow. We inform the customers. If it was even rated, if it's not rated, we inform them of that. And that's how transactions work here. So go pound sand. We're not changing it because you do not have the authority or the jurisdiction to tell us what we're allowed to sell here. That is not your business. That is our business. Take that stand. And if they push back and said, yep, we're not working with you anymore, just imagine the community backlash on that. It would be glorious. It would be amazing. Oh, that'd be amazing. Let's see, where was I? Our actions were taken to protect our payment processing abilities for as much of the platform as possible. What is the timeline for these changes? Situations evolving as we await final determinations from our current payment processors, Stripe and PayPal. There are still unknowns that prevent us from providing fixed timeline. In the meantime, we're actively reaching out to other payment processors that are more than willing to work with this kind of content. We have suspended the ability to pay with Stripe for 18 plus content. We have suspended the ability to pay with Stripe for 18 plus content for the foreseeable future. Our immediate focus has been on content classification reviews and implementing stricter age gating on the site. I don't like that. I don't like that at all because that's what they want. They don't have authority for this shit. Don't do this. No. And this one here, I kind of have an issue with too. Ability to pay with Stripe for 18 plus content for the foreseeable future. No, what they should have done is say, we are suspending the ability to pay with Stripe on our platform. And until they meet our demands, we're just not going to work with them. And if customers use Stripe to pay for stuff, tell your customers, hit them with the, hey, sorry, Stripe is not working with us on what we used to have, so we're not working with them on anything. So we're not going to, this is not a meet me halfway type situation. This is how it's always worked here. It's how it's always going to work here. You do not have the jurisdiction. Can you elaborate on library access? Pages that are de-indexed are still accessible if you own them. They have not been removed from your library collections. Some pages have received a content notice, which applies to individual pages. We go on. We are aware some people making claims the content has been removed from their library on social media. If you're one of those people, we strongly urge you to reach out to support so we can understand. Okay, so they're saying that this has not happened at all, that nobody has had, that itch.io has not removed content from people's library. Because I've seen some people claim that the games that they've purchased or downloaded from itch are gone from their library, but that might actually just be a glitch or a problem, or someone thinking that they bought it on itch.io, but they actually bought it on GOG or something. Regardless of what happens, I personally recommend you maintain control over the content you own. Itch.io is a DRM-free platform from day one for this reason. Download and back up your games, and don't let any corporation dictate what you can own. I'm telling you, I do appreciate itch.io. I respect their challenging situation that they're dealing with right now. But man, they could have made such a splash if they were just like, nope, we're not budging. We are doing what we always do here. You can go pound sand and go talk to your local government if there's an issue here, because you're not allowed to suspend payments here. Can you elaborate on payouts? Some have noted a rule in our adult content policy about not processing payments for infringing accounts. This rule has been in place for a long time to address bad actor situations where a user joins the site and blatantly violates our terms to make sales before being banned. Yeah, that's understandable. There are content types. We have ways had zero tolerance. For example, content with sexualized minors or sexualized real life imagery. Yeah, of course. Like, these are the things that I think everyone would agree on. Yeah. No one's asking for those games. No one wants those games to be there. Right. That's not the problem. What the problem is now they're trying to push this bar to take more of that away. It's like, no. We're not going the other direction here. We're going to keep it where it is. Everyone's good. We're in a happy place. We all agree on what's not there, and we all agree what's not there. Don't let these 3 chicks in Australia or 4 chicks or whatever that collective shout is tell you what should be different. In those cases, we ban the user, refund payments, and do not honor payouts. Current situation is a special circumstance. We have no interest in withholding anyone's earnings. The measures we are taking now are to ensure we do not lose relationships with our financial partners, which is necessary to continue paying creators without issue. Could you imagine, again, If they shut down the payments, all the creators getting locked out, everything falling apart, could you imagine the backlash? Can you elaborate? Which, by the way, I'm not saying that it should have done that. I'm just saying, could you imagine if they did that? That would have been amazing. I understand and respect Itch's situation. This is one of those situations where they're saying without saying, contact your local government and politicians and agencies and be like, hey, what's happening right now? This should never, ever happen. This is crazy. Can you elaborate on the new items in the adult content policies? Our adult content policy is located here. Our terms of service and adult content policy have always included the rule: if you plan to collect money for your content, then you must adhere to the acceptable use policy of respective payment processors that your account utilizes. This is vague. The other day, we added a specific list of prohibitive themes present in card processing networks to help people understand the kinds of things we might be looking for in our review. We understand the problems that come with this list, as it's easy to argue semantics. We decided it was better to give you more information to work with instead of less. Oh, the opposite of YouTube. Great. Even if many of the items on the list can be argued either way, we intend to refine this part of the site with more care, but since there are still unknowns, this is the information we can provide now. So there you have the current situation with itch.io and how it's a complete shit show. It really is. This is just to leave it with this. Madam Savvy on X says, congrats, Visa and MasterCard. While you're having a corpo-sponsored Pride event in Japan, you're censoring LGBT creators, ones who told a compelling story that was dark in nature. For what? It's an adult game for adults. Dark, horror, not even highly realistic in graphics. That isn't a dig. It's a beautiful game with nostalgia baked into the art. If they get censored, then so will Silent Hill and more. Which, by the way, that new Silent Hill game is still banned in Australia, as they too deal with dark themes. However, those graphics are more realistic. Mouthwashing is protected by law. It is not up to Visa or MasterCard to be moral police. This is unethical and hateful. File ethic complaints today. Don't stop calling. So she's referencing mouthwashing here, but the point still stands based off of what itch.io is dealing with. And Visa and MasterCard are creating an absolute shitstorm right now between everyone. And I honestly, I'd love to say, guys, this is going to end well and it'll go back to the way it was. But past history has told me that no, there's going to be a long fight and there's going to have to be ground given. But I'll leave that one there.